Mighty King Beleth, I thank you. I thank you for coming into my ritual chamber on this evening. And I thank you for the strong sign. I thank you for the gift of your knowledge and your gnosis. I thank you for your blessing. Thank you, mighty Beleth. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the love of my peers. Thank you for giving me the love of my fans and my friends. And thank you for giving me the strength that I need to continue. Take that offering in peace. To be a king, to be noble, to have the ability to present yourself with the dignity of a king. These are the kind of lessons that King Beleth of the Goetia can teach you. He can teach you to have an air of nobility, an air of grace. He can teach you to be powerful and beloved by your subjects, and he can also teach you to be feared by your enemies. King Beleth is the 13th spirit of the Goetia, and having worked with him a little bit, I can tell you that, a lot of the things in the Goetia are exaggerated or misunderstood or in a sort of symbolic code, and everyone, of course, has different experiences with each spirit. Beleth in the Goetia sounds frightening, and it gives you rather, let's just say, Christian-oriented instructions on how to treat this spirit. It tells you that you need to command him into the triangle, and you need to threaten him in some cases. That he doesn't respond unless you take a very harsh tone with him. And yet at the same time, it'll tell you that you need to pay him certain respect and homage. Beleth is a noble king. He isn't good-spirited in the same sense that King Paimon is, and he isn't quite as abrupt as King Vine. However, he has a certain air of majesty about him. He appeared to me fleetingly in vision. I didn't get very many strong visions of him, but I kept seeing the face of, or seeing the imagery of two different pop culture icons. One was this old drawing, I don't know if it's still popular anymore in pop culture, called Death Dealer. And it was this, terrifying knight on the back of a black steed with a great big battle axe. And the other one was of King Haggard from The Last Unicorn, if you've ever seen him. Working with Beleth improves your ability to treat people in a noble way, to be kingly, or queenly, as the case may be. Because when you first evoke him, he will either be very silent, which goes against what the Goetia says, or he'll come in very loud with the trumpets blaring, I am the king, showing up. But when he's quiet, he's waiting for you to assume your kingly status. If you approach Beleth with a perspective of, oh, please, please, please work with me, please, 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 this, that, and the other thing, you're going to get nowhere. You have to present yourself as royalty, as a king or a queen. And that is what is truly meant in the Goetia about having a silver ring affixed to your left hand, preferably on the middle finger, as I have here. However, it doesn't have to be actually silver. What is really being talked about here, what is really being specified, isn't the necessity of a silver ring or the finger that it's on, although that has importance because it's the finger of Jupiter. I'm sorry, not Jupiter, Saturn. What's really important here is that you present yourself as royalty as if this is a signet ring. This is a ring that identifies you as a king or a queen, as nobility. And whatever ring you wear, you must present it as if you are royalty. You can place it forward, you can do this kind of thing. In the Goetia, it says you have to hold it over your forehead in some way. You're essentially presenting this ring so that you can show that you're royalty. so that you can invoke the spirit of royalty. Like King Paimon, he's very respectful once he softens, if he's harsh with you at first. He's very dignified. He will strut around and act like the king. Very noble, very gracious, but still drawn and haggard and old-looking, frightening. He's won his position with a lot of conflict and strife. Now, some people say that his tarot card is the Eight of Swords. I disagree. That may be correct, but I disagree. I kept seeing the Emperor. And the Emperor is what kept standing out for me. And I've been drawing the Emperor a lot lately in my readings. So I can only say that I'm pretty sure that the Emperor is a very big symbol for him, if not the appropriate card. Remember, these spirits are not limited to these things like tarot cards and things like that. They can appear as whatever card you want. They have multiple aspects. Any one of these spirits can show themselves to you in the standard traditional Goetic way, or they can come to you as something completely alien and different. You'll know you have the right spirit if you're sensitive and you have the spirit of discernment, but you might not get exactly what is prescribed. So this spirit is exceptionally good at making you beloved by your subjects, by others, by, it says men and women, of course. And a lot of people think of him as a spirit of lust, that it will get you romantic love. And while that is, of course, within his wheelhouse, he's better at courtly love. That is the love of your subjects. The love of the princess. He's better at this kind of noble interaction. As you see in the video clip, I don't know if I'm going to put it before this or after this, he will make you the beloved of your subjects, your friends, your family, even your enemies, your fans. He's been working with me for a while. Some of it has been unknown to me. Some of it was before I actually began working with him. It's very important, if you're going to work with the Goetia, that you get involved with each of the Goetic kings one at a time and get to know them a little bit. Make yourself known to them. Introduce yourself. You can probably do this in the span of 10 days, evoking a different one every day and announcing yourself to them and declaring your intention to work with the Goetic current. If you can create such a, we'll say, relationship with all of these different kings, then you will be in a position to work with all of the spirits with far less impediment. There's no need to do this, but it is a good idea. Think of it like if you're new to a kingdom, the king wants you to address him first before you begin working with, his lower nobility. If you were a visiting dignitary or a visiting king to another land, the king of the land you were visiting would want you to pay him respects before you did any business. And it's in the same way that it's a good idea to begin opening the communication with the Goetic spirits by contacting a king. Now, obviously, if you're already working with Lucifer, who is a Maimon, then you are already in a good position. You can already begin working with these spirits. That was my position originally. I am a chosen of Lucifer, which means just by default, I am already important to the Goetic spirits, and most of them are going to pay me a lot of respect. But if you can also befriend all of the kings as well, you're going to have a lot more luck and success. So I really recommend it to everyone. Work with all of the kings. Start with them and Lucifer, a Maimon. I know Coeting calls them the same being. They more or less are. A Maimon is the darker aspect of Lucifer. Another name for Lucifer, another aspect, just like Venus, Phosphorus, Horus. This pantheon of entities is quite potent. And it is, of course, a universal energy field that takes on the characteristics and personality of the spirit that you're invoking. Now, as with many of the kings, unlike the lesser spirits that often have a laundry list of abilities to them, he's one of these kings that only has a few small, I say small, but minor abilities associated with him. It doesn't talk about building walls or anything. It talks about the love and affection of the object of your desire until you are satisfied. And it also talks about things like you need a hazel wand and all this other stuff to whatever, and you have to point to the south and the east. It works like just any other evocation. A lot of the things that are put in the Goetia can be ignored, especially if you're not using Solomon's rituals. If you're not using Solomon's rituals, the spirits will treat you very differently. If you are using Solomon's rituals, then yeah, I would follow what it says in the Goetia, because you're going to need to get the spirit under control. But I wouldn't do that. I don't see the point. But he's one of these spirits that doesn't appear to have many powers, like Baal. Can turn you invisible. Things like that. These spirits don't have a laundry list of abilities. So you might be easily mistaken for thinking that's all they can do. Which I understand is a king also has the authority to command any of the spirits below it. And it has 85 legions of spirits already, not counting the other goetic spirits that are below it. The dukes, the marquises, the knights, the princes and presidents, the principalities of the matter, so to speak. So when you are in good standing with the kings, any and all the spirits that are under them will abide by you and respect you. When you've introduced yourself as a king to these other entities, you are a king of the Goetia. You are your own deity in that system. Yes, you are. You are your own authority. When you've been recognized as a king, when Belial agrees that you are a king because he is the one who gives you the station, you must go through Belial. You cannot ignore Belial, as I tried to do. I highly recommend that newcomers to the Goetia begin with an easy spirit. Lucifer, King Paimon. Begin with an easy one of the kings, one of the ones of authority. Begin there and then begin your journey. You can begin at the bottom if you wish and introduce yourself slowly, rising through the ranks, starting with knights and going up, marquises and dukes and so on. But you're already a king or a queen, and you need to assert yourself in that manner. I promise you that if you follow my advice, if you try to work with Beleth in this manner, you'll have good results. Beleth tonight for the first time gave me a personal N that I can use, a personal chant that I can use to evoke him. It's something I'm probably going to include as well in my book. See if it works well for you. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. We're going to be doing some interesting things with Dark Sorcery soon. We're going to be moving, well, I'm going to be moving more of my content over to that channel. Please continue to subscribe to me here, of course, but subscribe to me in Dark Sorcery as well. I will put links in the description. Because starting this week, we're going to start doing at least one video upload for each of the admins. We're going to get that make that a very active YouTube channel. So if you appreciate my content, if you appreciate the live streams, if you appreciate people like Waylon, the Sorcerer Araman Asul, if you appreciate Alfredo Martinez and Ikela, if you appreciate any of these people that we've had on, please subscribe to this new channel as well. And I'm going to announce this with every video from here on out. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. DH Thorne, signing off.